Hey guys, CJ here and welcome back to another all-new Hybrid News Now. Lots of big news today to wrap up the week, starting with a big official confirmation for DC's animated Killing Joke feature, our first tidbit for the potential Suicide Squad sequel, and we'll wrap up the day with even more news about Marvel and Netflix's The Defenders. And first up, let's talk about The Killing Joke. Ever since it was announced last year at SDCC, I have been incredibly excited for this movie. Not because it's just one of the quintessential Batman stories, but the vintage cast of Conroy, Hamill, and Strong is incredible. However, one of the big challenges the movie was going to face production-wise was its rating. More specifically, a lot of people felt that it wasn't going to be a really faithful adaptation of what is admittedly a very, very messed up storyline if it wasn't R-rated. Well, never fear, Bat fans, because it's official. The Killing Joke will be rated R. Sam Register, president of Warner Bros. Animation and Digital Series, talked a little bit about the rating in an official statement. So, let's take a look at a quote. From the start of production, we encouraged producer Bruce Timm and our team at Warner Bros. Animation to remain faithful to the original story, regardless of the eventual MPAA rating. The Killing Joke is revered by the fans, particularly for its blunt, often shocking adult themes and situations. We felt it was our responsibility to present our core audience, the comics-loving community, with an animated film that authentically represented the tale they know all too well. Unfortunately, if right now you're a little too young to check the movie out, there are no plans to release an edited-down PG-13 version. So, of course, as always, let me know your thoughts on The Killing Joke being rated R down below, but let's keep talking about R ratings. In that same vein, David Ayer spoke out yesterday about his film Suicide Squad and the popular notion that it was very close to being R-rated itself. A lot of people were surprised, given the tone and dark humor of the movie, that it wasn't going to be rated R. However, with the success of Deadpool seeming to put to bed the long-standing idea that an R rating was poisonous to a movie's potential box office success, some doors and eyes may have just been opened at WB. But in a conversation with MTV, David Ayer told the reporters that an R rating was never in the cards for his first DC project. Let's take a look at his quote. For an R movie, you have to decide to do it right out of the gate. And that was never the case here. We were always going to hit the PG-13 rating, but the film is meant to be that. It's got edge, it's got attitude, and it's got its own voice. There's a lot in the film that's going to surprise people. However, when then asked if he would be up for an R-rated sequel, Ayer told the reporters that, and I quote, it would be worth lobbying for. So let me know down below, do you want an R-rated Suicide Squad sequel? And if so, what would you like to see? I know that's really a tough thing to brainstorm about because the first movie is still 4 months away, but give it a shot and let me know. And in our last story of the day, another piece of Defenders news for the third time this week. I'd like to reiterate just how crazy it is that we went from knowing nothing about this show at the beginning of the week to knowing a ton, well not really a ton, but comparatively a ton of stuff at the end of the week. On the heels of reports that the show would begin production later this year, and Daredevil would be the one putting the team together, we've learned more details about who exactly is going to be running the show. And I mean that literally, as Daredevil Season 2 showrunners Douglas Petrie and Marco Ramirez will officially be taking the wheel of Netflix's crossover project. Along with that tidbit, it was revealed that Drew Goddard, who created Daredevil as a show for Netflix, will be back as an executive producer. With the way that Petrie and Ramirez worked to expand the show in the second season and did a damn good job of it, I'm not shocked at all that they're the ones being given the reins of Marvel and Netflix's most important project yet. But especially considering their work with The Hand as the villains of Daredevil Season 2, could that officially mean that The Hand are going to be the villains of The Defenders? We'll have more on that as the story develops. So that brings us to the end of another week and another HNN. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you liked what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider supporting us on Patreon for access to exclusive goodies like all of our original content a day early. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next week.